So one of the effects of cold water immersion is vasodilation or vasoconstriction. Basically this is a reduction in the diameter of the veins and arteries in the body. The effect that this has is that it stimulates venous return, and that can cause a clearing out of the metabolites out of the blood system, which alternatively reduces swelling and reduces muscle damage after intense training sessions. Some of the other effects of cold water immersion include a reduction in athletes' perceived exertion in subsequent training sessions. Obviously this will be of benefit to the athletes because it will allow them to go out and train at a higher intensity. Additionally, there has been research studies which have demonstrated that there's a reduction in creatine kinase within the muscle following cold water immersion, and creatine kinase is one of the biochemical markers which is associated with muscle damage. Another positive advantage of using cold water immersion, some research studies have found that relaxed muscle length is actually longer following a period of cold water immersion. And if you look at that in the context of a strength and conditioning session, that means that athletes will have good mobility and flexibility, and they'll be capable of going back into the gym and doing exercise as well with a sound lifting technique. Probably the most obvious adaptation as a result of cold water immersion is the effect that it has on core body temperature. With longer periods of immersion, it's been seen to significantly reduce core body temperature. Obviously this would be a very positive adaptation for your typical endurance athlete who may be out running a marathon or an ultra marathon on a very warm and humid day. So one of the most obvious impacts of cold water immersion on the body would be its effect upon core body temperature. Obviously this would be a very important adaptation for athletes who may be out exercising in hot and humid environments for a prolonged period of time. If you look at your average marathon runner, they're looking at about 3+ hours. For an ultra endurance marathon runner, they could be looking at 8 to 10 hours in a warm and hot environment. So it's really important that they can make use of equipment such as the F3 HydroPool to reduce core body temperature. When you talk about traditional ice baths, you talk about people filling wheelie bins with cold water and ice, and kids paddling pools and things like that. Obviously there are a lot of problems and limitations with using such archaic equipment. When you look at the F3 HydroPool, and specifically the portable units, they're very easy to control the temperatures upon. They're very portable units, probably more portable than a wheelie bin or a kid's paddling pool. Also, you don't face the inconvenience of having to run out to stores to source ice, and obviously you'll not have the expense of purchasing the ice and putting it into one of the older units. So the F3 portable HydroPool is an excellent product that enables managers and coaches to overcome many of the issues associated with travel and away games. Usually whenever a team will travel away to a competitor's ground, they'll have a lot of difficulty sourcing ice. Wouldn't be uncommon for the competition not to provide ice because it puts the team at a disadvantage. So having the portable unit will obviously overcome that. It means that back team staff can simply set up the unit, set it to the required temperature that they want it to be at, and by the time that the game has been played, the unit will be fully functional and it will be set at the desired temperature for the athletes to speed up the recovery process.